Hello there, and welcome to this informative video brought to you by Empire Space about New York's contributions to the field of space medicine. We're going to profile the institutions and the researchers who work there, as well as some of the commercial applications in the field of space medicine. So, pretty much work and research dedicated to understanding how space travel impacts the human body. Research into that then makes it easier for humans to go further into the solar system for longer amounts of time. The link to the full report can be found below. Here is a visual graphic of the leading New York space medicine institutions that are going to be profiled in this video. You have a number of university affiliated programs. You have some NASA affiliated programs. You have some general research foundations. And we also have a private company on this list as well. So it's a very diverse list of institutions that operate throughout the state. First institution we're going to profile is that private company, Heligen, formerly known as Odyssey Spaceworks. Is a Brooklyn-based company with the motto "Biology in Space." They have actually developed a satellite-based platform that enables research experiments to be launched into space and for data to be gathered in a laboratory environment that just can't be replicated on Earth. They have actually delivered a payload to orbit, and it featured a research experiment from a New York-based researcher. So they're really leading the edge on the commercialization of this research and bringing jobs and other kinds of research innovations to New York as a part of their work. You can find more at the website below. Dr. Devin Lundeen is with the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center, and he's actually the researcher who had an experiment fly with Heligen into orbit. He's participated in a number of different NASA affiliated efforts over the years and is really at that intersection of academic research and commercial application. Dr. Christopher Mason is well known throughout the space medicine field, affiliated with the Weill Cornell School of Medicine, has an extensive portfolio along a number of different research pathways in the space domain. Very, very exciting work coming out from him in recent years. Dr. David Kukasian, I'm at the Icahn School of Medicine at Mount Sinai. He's part of the Cardiovascular Research Center there. His laboratory studies how radiation-induced cardiovascular disease can inform therapies for long-duration astronauts. His lab there has brought in a number of young scientists and researchers who've offered numerous contributions to the field of space radiation research. The New York Stem Cell Foundation, Dr. Kritika Panna, actually had an experiment that flew on the Axiom Mission 3 flight in early 2024. So this is another New York-based medical experiment that has flown into space to help us better understand the impacts on the human body from space travel so we can provide therapies and innovations that allow human beings to explore into the solar system further for longer periods of time. Dr. Carrie O'Banion with the University of Rochester in the Finger Lakes region has been conducting research for a number of years with the departments of medicine, neurology, neurobiology. He's received a number of NASA grants to study the impacts of human space travel on the brain. We would all agree is very important. Brookhaven National Laboratory hosts the NASA Space Radiation Lab. They have a number of researchers who conduct a wide range of experiments and laboratory-based research to understand the impacts of radiation on astronauts. It's one of the most critical dynamics to understand in terms of long-term space travel. They have a number of different outreach opportunities there. Scientist Peter Gita has participated in a number of YouTube videos that provide informational content to the general public. So it's a great way that the lab kind of explains their work to the public, why it's important, why we need to do this kind of work if we're going to sustain human presence further out into the solar system. At Columbia University, there's a number of different researchers affiliated with Columbia University who are on this list. Dr. Bogdana Vunjek-Novakovic has conducted really interesting and very versatile work with organ on tissues. It's a platform that allows laboratory-based experiments that can simulate a number of different conditions for how radiation and other space-based dynamics impact different organs in the human body. You see the list over there to the right, the number of different researchers, doctors, students from a number of different departments who have participated over the years in this research, just because of the versatility it offers, the way to study so many different impacts of space travel on different organs in the human body here in Earth-based laboratories. Dr. Guy Gardy and Dr. David Brenner assisted by providing X-ray and proton radiation exposures for an experiment that studied how space radiation impacts medications, which is incredibly important. Many people don't think about it, but long-term voyages in space, you're going to have medications for the crew. Space radiation impacts them as well. So this is another contribution that Columbia University has made in the field of space medical research. Postdoctoral research scientist Daniel Navid Tavakol with the Laboratory for Stem Cells and Tissue Engineering has participated in a number of different NASA and space-related projects, including an extended stint studying space radiation with the Brookhaven National Laboratory that was profiled earlier, showing some of the collaboration that can occur between different facilities and institutions. Researcher Naresh Dioli with the Center for Radiological Research at Columbia University conducted a study showing the impacts of space radiation on seeds, which is critically important for long-term human exploration of the solar system. If we're ever going to be able to sustain agriculture in any kind of habitat off of the Earth, the seeds have to be able to withstand the radiation on the voyage out. So another critically important contribution. Dr. Brent Stockwell, pictured left, participated in a 2022 study on the sustainability of Martian lava tubes to potentially preserve signatures of astrobiological life. So life that perhaps arose on Mars. One of the best places we might find evidence of that could be in these lava tubes, which is another angle applying medical and biological research principles to understanding the dynamics of life in the universe. Dr. Celia Munson is a professor who has used her experience with breast cancer research to understand the unique challenges posed long-term to astronauts in terms of risks from cancer. So these are the institutions that have been leading a lot of this really innovative, cutting-edge, incredibly important research into the medical implications of human space exploration travel out into the solar system. To go to these places long term, to go back to the moon in any sustainable way, to go on to Mars, to truly build an economy and the start of a new civilization off of the Earth, you have to understand the biological and the medical impacts of that exploration on the human body. And there are researchers at institutions throughout the state of New York that are conducting that research. So why is this important? It's just key to understanding human exploration of the solar system. We have to understand these biological thresholds and these biological impacts if we're ever going to be able to take the space economy to the place it can go in terms of economic growth and new technology. These programs attract grants and other forms of funding into the state from outside entities, which creates a secondary economic impact. As we demonstrated earlier with helium, research like this can lead to commercial applications, new companies creating new jobs in new fields at the cutting edge of the 21st century space economy. And we have proof of that happening right here in New York. And then spin-offs from these technologies or avenues of research can have numerous other non-space related medical applications, which can have benefits for truly significant swaths of human society. So thank you very much for watching. We hope you enjoyed this overview of New York's space medicine ecosystem, the institutions, the companies that are looking into those medical and biological applications and avenues of inquiry in terms of human exploration of the solar system, and are really conducting some innovative, cutting edge industry shaping research into how humanity explores the stars. So you have some links here on the screen for where to go to learn more. We hope that you check out all these institutions. Thank you very much for joining us. Have a great day.